gentlemen, this contest is Muay Thai bout of 75 kilo catchweights. To my right, starting his Muay Thai record tonight from Kaizen Academy, Nathan Collins.
Jesus, Nathan Collins looks ready to go.
To
he hasn't taken his eyes off George since George walked in the cage.
Fighting from Dragon's Gym, with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss, George Dixon! Your referee for this contest, Paul Copley.
Alright, so it's George. Both competitors look super focused and ready to go. George has been here a few times before, Nathan's first match. This is slightly different rules over the earlier Muay Thai fights. Notice neither competitors are wearing shin guards.
Now we're off. Nathan taking the centre.
Nathan, good range there. Skips
showing a few feints up.
Gets a kick caught. Lovely job there by George, throwing that cross.
And they both trade 1 for 1 a little bit.
Lovely Superman there from Nathan. Oh, Nathan takes
nice
a
overhand there.
Solid overhand landed.
Followed up by a leg kick up. And again, George catches that front kick.
Nathan's found a home for that right hand.
Nathan seems happy just to plough forward here.
Nathan landed 2 of his overhands. George landed 2 of his overhands, and Nathan found the home for that right hand and landed it at will for an exchange there. Oh.
Nathan just goes wide there with that kick.
Nathan needs to work on his head motion, move that head as he backs up.
And again, George catches the front kick.
A couple of times when Nathan's been moving backwards, George has caught him with that overhand.
Both fighters already looking a little bit red in the face here.
I tell you, this is the first fight all evening where I've been like, thank goodness I'm not in this match.
George already kind of bloodied up here.
Nice jab landed by George. Nathan's kind of slowed at the moment, but he's pumping that right hand out. Nathan's very active with his right hand. That's it, 1-2 landed. You can see the damage done to George's face.
Nathan definitely finding success here with his range. I think he's just got a little bit of an advantage there with the reach on his arms. Oh!
But he's also timing it.
Beautiful hook there.
Nathan's timing it lovely. Notice George brought the forward pressure there, was throwing a lot of kicks. Nathan was using the distance very well and using that distance to land those 1-2s to counter the kicks of George. Wow, that was
an intense first round.
Intense. That was probably the most intense round
see how
so
this
far.
goes.
Both fighters look very composed in their corner. The coach is talking them through what they need to do. We'll see if either fighter can adjust to kind of inch ahead, take the momentum in the second round.
So it looks like George's nose is going to continue leaking there.
George landed that overhand right nicely a couple times. He catches Nathan just when Nathan's walking back, and Nathan tends to put his head up as he walks back, and he caught the overhand right. I saw it at least twice. It'd be interesting to see if they can mix it up. I saw the corner telling George to kind of do some heavy low kicks. They were certainly kind of instructing him and demonstrating a heavy low kick. So we'll see if he incorporates that into his game.
Round 2, Nathan just desperate to get forward there, and
straight out with the low
straight
kicks.
off with a low kick.
Didn't seem to phase Nathan too much. Lovely, solid body kick.
And again,
he's throwing him.
Yeah. You see a little bit of.
Nathan's responding by coming forwards, not being on the outside of those leg kicks, either stay outside or coming in, and he chose to come in. That's it. Nathan's throwing back his own leg kicks now. Another heavy leg kick landed.
George looking for that leg kick. Nathan hits the body there, just chops to the body there.
George is doing an excellent job though, controlling the pace with these kicks.
Oh man, Nathan comes in. Nathan countering really nicely there with his cross.
Tell you what, Nathan's front thighs reddening up, very pink now.
Yeah, you can see those heavy kicks to the legs definitely taking a bit of. Nathan's starting to switch now as well.
Yeah, he's going to get wise to it, but will he get wise to it in time before the legs kind of chewed up? He's coming in, he's closing the distance, he's moving inwards rather than backwards there.
You can hear George's corner as well, rewarding him with that cheer every time he hits the leg.
Notice how George...
And again,
George started off by walking forwards and bringing the heat this round. He's kind of backing up a little bit more now. He might be either tired or baiting Nathan in. Nathan looks calm and composed though.
Well, both fighters do. George, despite the bloody nose, looks extremely confident in there.
That's true. Nathan gets his head pushed back by a jab or hook.
And Nathan finds home at the end of the round.
So that felt like it was a super quick round. I felt like George kept Nathan sufficiently busy for the first part of that round with those leg kicks, taking control of the round. Nathan kind of got his distance and timing down at the end there, but maybe too late to take the round.
When Nathan moves forward, he seems to find a home for his 1-2. George did a great job there, employing that low kick, occasionally mixing it up, going to the body, and you can see that story told on the side of Nathan's body there. It's starting to sort of redden on the outside of his leg.
Yeah, his excellent job by George listening to his corner. His corner said, throw some kicks to get, make them heavy. I could tell from the instructions, make them heavy. And as you look over, as you say, look at Nathan's body, you can see the pink around his ribs, the pink on his thigh. Again, I can still see them saying, throw those heavy kicks. Neither fighter's been. Both fighters are looking like they've still got the right mindset. They're coming forwards. Both fighters still very much in this contest. Nice teep from Nathan. Follows up the second. Both fighters landing with the roundhouse. Swinging heat here.
Block there.
Nathan does an excellent job distancing.
Over the top, but Nathan returns. Again, George still looking for that leg kick. And the trade
George
in the
is
middle.
landing some lovely roundhouses. He's so active, landing those roundhouses on Nathan, to the body of Nathan and the leg of Nathan. Inside leg kick there. Nathan with his excellent feints, constantly bouncing, constantly looking like he might throw at any second. George retaliates with a nice hook and then followed by a roundhouse.
Really brutal kick to the legs there, and the clinch.
Both fighters trying to read each other. Nathan, lovely jab landed
not
there.
Not bringing that front leg back. He looked like he was considering switching stance for a moment there, but seems content just to leave that leg forward. George finds home with a hook there.
It's interesting because George looks the most damaged fighter by far, but he's landing a lot more shots to the body and legs.
Final 10 seconds, Nathan takes the centre, George returns, and Nathan beautiful jab there by Nathan.
Four straight hooks, four straight punches on the trot from Nathan. Both fighters looking very composed again in their corner. Again, it's a little bit bizarre because Nathan's entire body, if you look at his arms, his legs, they're red. His ribs are red. Yeah. But when you look at their faces, his
entire left side is just a complete line of red.
Even his right side, if you look, his inside and outside his arm is all red. But when you look at George, you see that Nathan's landing a lot more strikes. Now, just then at the end of that round, he landed 4 consecutive left straights.
He's finding the head. He's definitely finding home with those straights.
I'll be interested in what the judges kind of favour, the constant body, peppering of the body or the peppering of the face. I think there's more body and kicks being landed by George, but more face shots being landed by Nathan. Either way, what a fantastic fight. It's one of those matches that makes me feel so grateful to be sat outside. Nice feeding jab from Nathan.
And Nathan switches stance.
Inside leg kick from George. George with the hooks.
Got to normal, and Nathan returns up.
God, this is like a war of attrition. They're just landing and throwing and seeing who will back down first. Neither one of them backing down.
And George just chopping to the leg there. Yeah, he's just spamming those kicks to the legs. Really finding a lot of success with those. I think Nathan
this is just crazy.
Needs to move forward here. I think if you can close the distance, Nathan seems to be winning the boxing exchanges.
George still, notice that both fighters, despite being exhausted, still throwing fakes, still feinting low and going high.
And Nathan switches.
Nathan's still switching.
Definitely trying to hide that leg now.
Yeah, stepping in close. Using his power hand as his jab hand now. Looking to land that, yeah. Switches back.
Switches back. You can see he's definitely more comfortable in the orthodox, but he's willing to move to southpaw just to hide that front leg. Oh.
Landed a
straight
solid
through
right
there.
jab there. When he switches, his jab is his lead hand, that's his power hand.
Blood
and
is
he's landed that
streaming
so
down the
many
face
times.
of George there.
I think George might be gassing a little bit more in this round than Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan's finding home here a lot.
Yeah, push forwards.
Oh, this is brutal.
Lovely teep there from both fighters. Nathan looks very much like he's got more wind left in the gas left in the tank. Alex kind of limping back to his George limping back to his corner a little bit. Maybe throwing those kicks is easy to catch a shin. There isn't many lacerations to the face of George. It seems to be mostly a bloody nose that's causing all the blood. He's got maybe bit his tongue a bit. He's got blood inside his mouth. Nathan looks super calm right now over in his corner.
I think just the repeated chops to the leg by George is just giving Nathan hesitation. When Nathan takes the center and just surges forward, he's able to find home with a lot of his shots and tends to edge it a little bit in the closer range. But if George can just keep it on the outside and just chop at the legs, that seems to be his keys to victory.
It's been like a nice story to this fight. I think we saw Nathan kind of control round one. In round two, we saw George come out, start realizing he needs to land those heavy leg kicks, start controlling the pace a bit with that. And then we've seen Nathan over the last round and a bit kind of establish a bit more range, start landing those punches a bit more. Both fighters just come out
Nathan
swinging
switches
again.
stance again. Yeah, he wants to remain orthodox, but just through the pain, I imagine that left leg keeps switching back.
Yeah, so you see how he skipped back then, trying to take it out of the way.
Nope.
He's got to be careful when George is throwing so many kicks, but he will throw punches as well, and he will catch.
This is where Nathan.
There, look, he will catch Nathan with those punches.
But in the trades, Nathan seems to just land a little bit more. Really nice front kick to the body there.
Lovely,
Nathan.
right through the guard of George.
Oh, and George chops away at the leg again.
George is like a little buzzsaw. He's just throwing kicks non-stop. Doesn't matter what position he's in. If he's moving backwards, forwards, he's just somehow spinning and throwing kicks.
Oh, beautiful little question mark there.
Credit to both these guys.
Yeah, no question to the heart of either of them. See, Nathan seems to be looking to back George against the cage here. I think when George is unable to move backwards, that's when Nathan finds home.
Nathan's taking advantage of that reach advantage.
Beautiful little outside slip there.
Lovely. Tries to close the distance.
Nope.
Nice little feint there from George.
Oh.
Nathan's walking forwards. 10 seconds left on the clock. George finishing with a flurry to the body. Nathan retaliates.
Nathan keeps doubling up on that.
Remember, that's Nathan's power hand when he switches stance. So he's been jabbing with that power hand all night long. Really excellent display of Muay Thai skills from both competitors. What a fight.
Really just technical yet brutal match from these two. Both extremely young. Nathan making his debut. George in his fourth fight.
I have absolutely no say over awards tonight, but fight of the night so far. If I was Dana White, I'd hand out 25k to both fighters.
Absolutely.
It's very hard to know which way the judges will go for a fight like that. I feel like Nathan probably landed more punches, more strikes to the head. George was non-stop busy. Like I said during the match, at any point he just seemed like he could just spin out of nowhere and throw a roundhouse.
Yeah, just all along, all down the side of Nathan, just to the arms, just to the body, to the legs especially.
Ladies and gentlemen, please a massive round of applause for two fantastic competitors on the contest. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been made a split decision. Our winner for this contest from the blue corner, George Dixon.
Yeah, the constant activity, the constantly throwing those kicks was just enough to take the split decision victory for George Dixon, fighting out of Dragon's Gym.